Yeah, welcome back, guys. So on to the next step. We're going to walk you through this. So before we go any further, I want to show you what I did off camera here. And I took this drill bit and drilled this out down about here, about that deep or so. And that actually is a little bit beyond where these two holes intersect. Okay. Now, this is a 19/32 bit. Now the tap we're using is a 3/8 pipe thread tap, and we're going to use some of the plugs from the block, and you can get these from Summit. I think Edelbrock makes them, Dorman makes them, but they're a block plug. They come in a kit. I think there's 1/8, quarter, and 3/8. And I can't remember exactly, but you get a bunch of different sizes, and I think 2 of each. So we're going to use these, and then we'll use the new ones up in here if we have to. But there's a couple of these 3/8 plugs we need, and we're also going to need a 1/8 plug. I'll show you that later. But I want to take you through this process. So we took this bit, which this tap calls for a 37/64 bit. Now, if you've ever tried to find the 37/64 bit, it's not the easiest thing to find. So what we did is we used a 19/32, which is 1/64 of an inch larger than what this calls for. But that's actually okay, because where we're tapping back here, the casting's starting to get a little bit thin, and I don't want to put too much stress on it. Being that I don't have or couldn't find a 37/64, I could go down one size, 1/64 of an inch, or up one size, or 1/64 of an inch. So it would be a 17/32 or a 19/32. So we opted for the 19/32, and it does make it even a little bit thinner than what I like, but it just allows the tap to work a little bit easier. And then if I can find there we go, my hex driver here, and I got a few threads in here. You can see it just starting to cut. It's really not doing too much work at all, and that you can just start that. So we have to get that in deep enough where it's we have some full threads, nice and strong, and where we can put some sealant on that, seal it off. And the most important thing is, one, to keep it away from this rear main cap. So we want to have it deep enough where I don't have to worry about it bumping into the rear main cap, and this seal carrier back here. So I have to have it deep enough where it doesn't bump into that. So those are my two main concerns. Now, if we get it in there where we have about that many threads in deep, we'll seal it up at that point and call it a day. If this sticks out a little bit too far, what we'll do is we'll take a sanding wheel or a grinder and just kind of knock the edges off, just so that, let me put that in there, just so that it clears this rear seal carrier and it doesn't bump into the cap. Only ever had trouble with that once, but they're always closed, but only ever had trouble with that once. So let's get this started down in there, and I put a little bit of oil on there. I'm going to do a little bit more. All right, I get that started in there, and just be real careful to get it going in the same angle that the hole is drilled in. And like I said, I did start this, but we're just going to use a wrench, because the regular tool that you'd use on the end of this, you can't get on there because everything's in the way. So that cast is nice and soft, so we're just going to take our time, back and forth as we go. And doing that, it kind of clears some of the, it's starting nice now. I'm going to start tightening up. There we go. It just clears some of the chips away. If I start feeling that get real tight, I'll actually back the tap out, clean it. Probably something good to do here and there as we go. But right now, I don't feel too much resistance. And it's starting to get a little bit tighter, so we're going to back this out. And we got a few chips on there. All right, let's go again. And it's okay if I thread it down past where this hole intersects. It's okay where I thread it down past there. And as long as the plug doesn't go in, partially plug that, which the idea is to get that plug deep enough where the hole is coming down here, the bottom of that plug is going to come right up to about there, so that'll allow the oil to flow past. I can actually see the plug down in the hole here. See it working. And it's starting to get a little bit tighter as we go here, so I know it's starting to really cut, which is nice. It's good. It's what we want. Take that out again. At first, when you first start tapping, these first few threads aren't going to be very deep at all because the tap's tapered. It's going to start the hole and then thread the hole. This is more of the working area up here. So I can see we have some definite strong threads in there. And we're just going to try this just real quick here. Yeah, see that pipe plug, it's already screwing in. And that's almost deep enough. It's sticking out this way just a little bit too much. And I can see right here where the cap goes down, right here, where the edge of the cap is, it's sticking out from there a little bit. So we're going to go a little deeper. And that'll give us a better seal in there too. More threads and sealant to seal it up. So we're doing good. Smooth and by the numbers. That's why we like it. And I want to get that cross-threaded. Take our time. We got to be patient with this stuff. You know, if you're younger and you're in a hurry, or you're older and in a hurry, you can run into some real issues with this stuff. But if we take our time, be very methodical about it, we're still going to run into problems. But we're going to have a better mindset to handle those problems as they arise. Gotta get that guy in there a little further. And that's actually tapping the hole, this hole past where this intersects. All right, but that's okay because again, the plug's not going to go down that far. It doesn't matter if there's some threads in there, but we will clean that out with a wire brush, like a pipe cleaning brush. Clean that out real good. It's starting to really work now. We're cutting those threads. You can see we're getting up near the top of the tap, and that's a good thing. That's what we want. My dad was a machinist by trade, and He showed me some of this stuff. I had my 15-minute lesson at 12 years old. So trying to make good use of the knowledge he shared with me. So what we're going to do, take that out. We're going to clean this off real good. A little bit of carb cleaner here. You can use brake clean, carb clean. I have a pan underneath here to catch all the schmoo. Try and clean the threads off as best we can. And this block will get a thorough cleaning, believe me. Before we're done, it's got to. And let's see how deep we are now. Take that in. And it's going in quite nicely now. Very nice. And we're almost there. We're almost where we need to be. If I tighten it up the whole way, it would probably be okay. And I can't quite see the bottom of the plug in this hole yet. Maybe you can just get a whisper of it. So we're going to go just a little bit more. A plug. Go just a little bit more. So I have that carb clean on there. We're going to lube that up real good. And normally I'd use cutting oil, but since the hole is, or tapping, there's a tapping oil. Since the hole is a little bit larger than what they call for, 1/64 of an inch larger, it's not exactly very, really hard to tap. This is cast iron, so you can see how nice and smooth that's going in. So we're going to give it a couple more turns here. We'll get it down to where we were before. We're showing the whole process. Try to get another turn out of it. Back and forth. Back a little bit, bring those chips out of there. And on this tap, a 14mm wrench fits the end of this really good. We're just about where we need to be. Make sure we get that cleaned up real good. Back. Debris out of there. Yep. Give this a whirl. And that's in deep enough right there without even tightening it down. And as witness, we have our number 5 main cap here. And that will sit in there right like so. We have plenty of room. That's what we want. And that is sticking up just a little bit. It's enough to clear the housing, but of course once that's tightened down, that will sink in just a little bit further. And if I spot down in here, I can just see the bottom of the plug. So that's good. It's not going to be a restriction. And that's what we want. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun whenever things go well. See you in the next video. Like and subscribe.